This show just straight up garbage. I'm not even gonna lie. Now, I'm gonna keep it very much stacking, as you already know. I like my ecchi stuff. I like it when it's done well, like a good ass steak. You like that shit done well. No blood in it. I don't see how people eat that junk. Medium rare, you know, just a little bit of it in there. Just give me the whole dang steak, just blood and everything. I'll just eat it like a vampire. No, I like my shit done where there's no BS in the middle, and that's kind of how it is.
An Angus steak and a top bun? This shit look nasty as fuck!
Right? That's how I like my ecchi shows. But Ikki Tousen? Nah, this was not it. Now, obviously, you have probably heard me say that, yo, I watched Ikki Tousen on Christmas Eve, and it wasn't good. I hate it. Like, I would keep it very much a stack. Like, here's my whole thing when it comes to it, though, right? I've seen so many times different gifs and different images of Ikki Tousen characters, and I'm just like, oh, well, this must be something good. Surely gotta be good if people keep, you know, posting images about it, right? Gotta be. And as I kind of look through it, I'm like, what did I see, right? And this is, keep in mind, the 2003 version of Ikki Tousen I'm talking about. And when it comes down to it, I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't make me want to go watch any other future version of it. And there could be, you know, good sauce in the future versions of Ikki Tousen, but I kind of don't care to watch it after this first season of it. I'm not gonna lie. I won't recap the whole anime, but basically, think of Ikki Tousen as just a battle royale between different schools for, I guess, dominance in certain parts of Japan, I guess, I don't know. But the point is, think of it like King of Fighters meet Samurai Kagura. And that's essentially what Ikki Tousen is. But it's done in a very bad way, at least, again, in the 2003 version. So what I didn't really like about it, and the things I did like about it, which is very few, like, just keep it very much that, the things I did like was mainly the art style, and then the character designs. And some other character designs, because not every character design slaps. I'll be completely honest with you, and that is literally the only things I have going for this freaking story and for this freaking anime and all of this junk, because really everything else was not hidden on it. Also, I think I heard and seen some people say that the first season of Ikki Tousen was butchered pretty decently. So, you know, it wasn't following as it was intended to. And then also at the same time, like, I think that also goes to characters' names. Like, you know, Hakufu, I think it's like different in some other thing. I think her name started like with C or something like that. Or like Lubu also kind of goes by a whole nother name or whatever it was. It's just like, what am I supposed to take away from this? So, obviously, the first thing I need to talk about is the main girl herself, Hakufu. By far, is the most ditzy, absolutely ditzy, and absolutely stupid ass character, right? We have seen characters that come through be like, I want to fight everybody and just beat ass for no reason, and then get strong for no reason. I mean, the only thing they got going for is like the, you know, the sacred stones or whatever the hell they have with the Magatama, basically kind of they rocking all the time, and some type of Chinese folklore or history that kind of happens, and they kind of follow the path of history or something like that. And initially on paper, it sounded like a good concept, but it's not done in a very good way. Off rip as well, Hakufu's design is very shitty. At least the first one you see, because all she's basically wearing is a nightgown with panties. That's it. There is nothing to that design that makes me scream, be like, oh yeah, I totally got a root for that. There's no sauce to it though. Like, her school design has a bit more sauce, but just barely any of that, honestly. And that's not really that good of a design either. So Hakufu just kind of really, again, character designs in this show is hit or miss for a lot of times. It's not really looking good for, you know, a lot of the characters. And also, if you watch the English dub, which I regrettably have done because the subtitles version was not there, when it comes down to it, it is also very shit, because it's not necessarily good unless the character is like screaming in pain or whatever reason. But when it comes down to it, it's just Hakufu basically kind of just getting mad because people keep calling her stupid a lot of the time, and that's kind of like her whole gimmick, is just literally being called stupid. And it's just like, what am I even watching? But the whole point is, Hakufu was just not fun at all. Then you have her, I guess, main male character, which You could have literally took him out the whole anime and nothing would have changed. I mean that in the most sincere way. It's like this show wants to go to the Yuri side, but then chose not to. And you had every reason of, yeah, you could have done that without adding a main male character, because he doesn't do anything. Hakufu gets into fights. He bitches at Hakufu and then whines and cries about it, but does absolutely nothing. Supposedly, he's a fighter, but literally does absolutely nothing and gets his ass beat majority of the damn time. Only blocking one hit, and that's basically it. That is all he does, right? And the other buff-ass dude from like the 4 big people in their whole school, like, let's just keep it very much that this asshat has done nothing. All he is just a buff guy that likes to be on that girly type of beat, which nothing wrong with that. That's what you want to do, but at the very same time, I expect you to throw hands. He didn't throw not one hand, and basically everything he was a part of was shitty, and he was just being abused most of the time. Again, take him out the show, you lost nothing. Seiji or Sanji or whatever the hell this molester having ass dude basically is. He basically, all he does is grope the hell out of women and then basically kind of just be like, oh, I'm the cool guy here, yeah. You want to be like me. No one wants to be like you with your fake Orochimaru having ass. No one cares. Literally, the first damn episode, he grabs up on Hakufu. Next, he basically grabs up on, I forgot her name, the blue-haired chick with the maid outfit half the time. Like, he was grabbing up on her. Then you basically got him grabbing up on Lubu as well, and they went into a crazy ass direction where they were just getting hand jobs, eating some actual vagina, all that type of stuff, and it didn't make no type of sense. Only for this man to be real to ask the whole bad guy of the season, and they just like, yeah, you know what? That's just kind of how it is. I got it like that. I'm about to roll over everything. Only for him to not care about that and then try to off himself, and it doesn't make sense. He doesn't make sense. He's the worst character I've ever seen as a villain because he doesn't make sense. At least in this version, he doesn't make sense. Ryoma, literally the only character in the entire show that you can literally look at and be like, alright, she was a bit decent. Because she kind of felt like she made more sense than anybody else in the entire damn show. Literally, if I'm going to be absolutely honest with you, this show, it felt like she was the main character instead of Hakufu or whoever that F-boy was that was the main character or anybody else. Ryoma sounded like she was the whole main character, but they just did her dirty, I suppose. Just kind of let her get beat sometimes, which, you know, there was some sense in there. Got violated by Lubu just because, and just kind of was there. Like, that's kind of how it was. It wasn't like she wasn't doing anything. She was doing some stuff, but she wasn't doing like a lot of stuff, right? Had a lot of ass shots though. I will definitely say that, you know, she got some heatness on there, but that's about it. And honestly, to keep it very much a stack, she's the only reason why I decided to even watch Ikki Tousen, because I've seen this character before and I was like, what show does she come from? But I never really knew, and I was just like, oh yeah, so she comes from here. Well, I guess it's late to learn a little bit about her, you know. And there's some stuff with her. She made Hakufu basically squirt herself because she got put into a damn chokehold. So there was that, but you know, that's just based about it. But then I hate the very same time at the very end of the show that, you know, Seiji being this bad dude and all this type of shit, only for her to basically be like, you know what, I might got feelings for you. Did you not see him grope the damn nurse that happened at the very end of the damn whole season 1? Did you not see that? How do you not see that at all? But if I were to say there is one male character that absolutely slapped hard as hell, and I think it's the most swaggiest character in the entirety of this show, it's Shiji. Boy, this man had drip. This man was drippy. This man had the honor. This man had sauce. This was what I was looking for. Honestly, I felt like he came in the wrong damn show. He basically was like, you know what? Land a hit on me and I won't kill Hakufu. I'm like, oh shit, he on that type of energy. I see. He on that honorable type of energy. Some good shit here. I vibe with that. Then Hakufu and him throw hands. And he's just like, you know what? I ain't gonna kill you, Hakufu. I'm just let you live. And he just doing his saucy thing. He's saucy. He's saucy. He's the Snoop Dogg of sauce. That's how it was. And you know how the show basically rewards this character for being the most sauciest character, for being the character with the only sauce in the show? They stabbed the shit out of him and put him in a coma. I'm not joking. That's how it was. But even then, even in a coma, this man was like, "No, you ain't gonna forget how saucy I was." He freaking put his whole ass arm out there in his, like, I guess raising like his fist or whatever, and just kind of giving you the thumbs up, like, yeah, you know, I'm in a coma. I still resonate with the sauces that I have, and that's just kind of how it was. So Shiji easily out of all the characters was literally the most lit one. Now let's talk about Lubu, because I ain't gonna lie, Lubu is by far the most random ass character of all things, right? First, she came through and was getting felt up on Seiji, or whatever the hell that dude's name, the molester or Chimaru person, whatever. Essentially, she was giving this man hand jobs, getting her whole vagina ate out, and I'm thinking, oh, they must have like a relationship or some shit. Okay, I see how it is. Only for the plot to be weird and then switch over to this random chick that we don't know, and just being like, oh, yes, by the way, I'm gay now for whatever reason. And I'm just like, huh? And so they basically started having a whole romance plot with them. And it was like, oh, Lubu only has like a few months or a few days to live or whatever. And that was a little weird. And then, you know, the girl that she was trying to get with, or whatever, I guess I was following her too, kind of got McDonald's paid by another bitch ass female that was on the show that kind of did some horrible things as well, even though she about fine the shit too. Kind of reminded me of Tsubaki from DxD, but still nonetheless, she was horrible. But she basically had her partner get McDonald's paid, then she died, and then Lubu kind of like, you know what, I gotta go fight this other dude that's not the true main evil antagonist of the show for real, and kind of was just like, you know what, I gotta fight this dude, sacrifice myself, and now I'm dead. That's essentially her whole plot in the show. I was like, what? I was confused. I was like, wait, so you don't like Seiji, but you went ahead and got your whole shit ran and clapped, but you really care for this other person that we don't know and really wasn't built up well. And this is a recurring problem that happens in 2003's Ikki Tousen, is basically the pacing of the show is extremely weird, and a lot of things is missing when it comes down to the dialogue and language and stuff like that, because a lot of times when you see stuff on screen with that is in the, you know, Japanese kanji, but the problem is they don't add any context to what's on screen, what's being said like normal, because this is, again, I guess an old ass anime, and plus it's in dub. But when it comes down to it though, you don't get the full context of what the hell is going on, so you're basically in the dark for half of the show and you're guessing basically what's going on. Also, another thing is to kind of add to the world of Ikki Tousen, basically almost every single dude is either some type of perverted ass guy, or they're just basically weak as shit and they get their ass beat constantly. Like, that's essentially all it kind of was. Ukutsu, or one of the two. Basically the girl that looked like Makoto from Street Fighter Third Strike. Her. She looking mad fine. Number one, why the hell is there no art on her? I have no clue why, or if there is, I gotta look for that shit. And essentially when it comes down to it, she was alright. She was basically the rival of Hakufu, and you know, if she fought Hakufu was gonna die, and that was the whole thing on that type of thing, and you know, that's kind of how it was. But she was alright. Like, she didn't do much of anything. Kind of was just like a lingering thing in the background, but that's really about it. But she was cute, I guess. You know, she was alright. So I got nothing really much to say. Her and Shiji was about like the best characters in the show, which is crazy to say. Well, I'll add Remo or Mochan, or whatever the hell you want to call the blue haired chick. Essentially, like, she was also pretty good too. All I'm gonna say is this: when it comes down to the end of all this discussion, it's essentially, if you like Ikki Tousen, I'm happy for you, right? If this is your cup of tea, if you like the 2003 version of Ikki Tousen as well, I'm not mad at you. I can easily see why this could be your gateway into the ecchi shows or things of sort like that. That's not what I'm bashing for. But at the same time, it's like you can also see there's a lot of flaws in Ikki Tousen, at least the 2003 version. If you're going to watch Ikki Tousen, the only thing, at least for me, the only reason why I would watch it is just to see the NSFW scenes. That is literally the only reason as to why, because there are some good ones. Like, I've seen a lot of fat camel toe. I've seen a lot of ass from Hakufu herself. I've seen pretty much a lot of good content from, you know, Ikki Tousen itself to be like, oh yeah, there's some heat here. But at the very same time, it's definitely not the best show where it comes down to just, you know, overall story and such. like, even when it comes to ecchi, yes, a lot of ecchi shows does, focus on boobs and sexualization and things of sort like that. But even an ecchi show has no excuse for a decent to good story and decent to good characters. Because if you don't have that and you just focus on random ass things and then just boobs as well, that show's not good. I'm just keep very much a stack with you. That's just how it is, especially for a retro show like this. Honestly, I feel like if Ikki Tousen went down the comedy route, at least of the 2003 version, more than they went down the actual story and plot route, I feel like that would help Ikki Tousen a lot more than what the hell is happening here, right? Because again, this version of Ikki Tousen was just garbage. Could have gotten better in the future, but honestly, I don't really care to watch and to find out. So that's just me. But yeah, that's just essentially all I have to really say for this one. Again, the star of the show is definitely Shiji and, Utsuki, or whatever the hell her name is, and definitely Ryomo, because they look pretty damn good. Again, some character designs slap hard as hell, but then some of them just don't really do much. Again, if you're watching Ikki Tousen, you come here for the adult scenes, and that's essentially about it. But hopefully still you enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on the way out. Also follow me on socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Go Find and Catch Up is available as well. And until then, it's Boy J, sign off. Have a blessed day.